so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, just so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hey, how is everybody doing? I see some names I recognize in the chat over here, including Debbie Jenkins. Hey, Debbie Jenkins, how you doing? Oh wow, look, the chat comes up on the screen. That's kind of cool. I'm Elena Anderson with Black Sheep 303 Creative. This was my card project. You may have seen it today. I saw that Loretta asked what was my inspiration for the card, and I have a photo of a vintage lighting fixture, like Christmas light fixture from probably the 1950s in England. That was the inspiration for the medallion because they look like that. So that was my inspiration. And then I had to use lots of fun, different like funky glitters and stuff on it to make it extra fun. I was thinking actually that it would be kind of cool, since it was a light fixture that gave me the inspiration, to try doing it as a light up card. Like if you did the white as vellum or something. I was trying to think of how, like with those, what is it, Pear Blossom Press, the like circle ones. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. Thought that'd be kind of fun. And kind of a cool attempt. I might try it. Who knows? And then you can see I used my embossing folder, if you haven't watched the video, to emboss the background. Kind of, a fairly simple card, although I realize there's some pain in lining everything up. But that's my inspiration. I thought the fixtures, because the fixtures look a lot like this, almost exactly. So it's very, very fun and cool looking vintage light fixtures. And then there's the free envelope to go with it, with the medallion cutout on the envelope. And there was an issue with that this morning, but it has been fixed. So if you go to that page on my website, you should be able to get it no problem. The form on that, however, is JavaScript, so sometimes people have problems seeing that. So if you have any issues, try it in a different browser. If that doesn't work, you can email me, and that my email is on that page as well, so in case you run into that issue. I also kind of wanted to mention, I hope Brandy doesn't mind, that next week I am in the Elves workshop as well. That is my last holiday appearance with this layered snowflake card. So if you're interested in that, and you're on my email list, I'll send out information about that as well. But it's brought to you by Hobby School, so you might be hearing about it from Brandy as well too. So that's something. That is my last one for the year. Although projects are starting to roll in for next year's summits. So yeah, I have one that is due still for the rest of the year, but we'll see if it calms down. I've done a lot of summits this year, you guys. Like I did, not including my own summit, I did 20 summits, which is almost to a month. And then my summit, doesn't even count because that's like so much work. So lots of summits. But it's kind of fun to have so much choice, right? It's like really fun to have like a lot of different things to attend and do and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you have any questions about how to make the card or just about paper crafting in general, what is an embossing folder? Oh, let me grab one. So if you are not if you only make cards with your Cricut or your Silhouette machine, you only make cards with SVGs, my latest thing is to try to combine some more traditional card making tools like inks and stamps and dies and embossing folders into SVG card making to kind of show easy ways that you can sort of step up the appearance of the cards. And so like using an embossing folder is one way to do that. Of course, you can also use, because you can see it gives texture to the green paper back there. This is not the same folder as that one, but an embossing folder is like, it's plastic and it has a design on it on both sides. And then you stick the paper into it. You run it through a manual die cutting machine and it'll raise the pattern on the surface. Like I have a card that's got that. So like this card, hopefully you can see, this is the embossing folder that did the pattern on this background. Hope you can see what that is. Because I started out as a traditional card maker, like back when I started my blog, and it was good 2016. I made cards with like stamps and dies and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until the pandemic that I kind of transitioned over to designing my own SVGs, partly as a way to try to save money because, stamps and dies are pretty expensive and I have kind of a small space. And so I just couldn't, I was running out of storage for like all those things. So I thought, if I just, and I'm kind of techie. So I thought if I design my own, then I can just save them on a computer and cut them out whenever I want. And so that is how I wound up being an SVG designer. And I love it. And so now I try to kind of give you both angles a little bit, although I'm really more on the SVG side. But I can show you a couple other examples. I always show these in my actually, here's a question. Loretta is asking, what embossing machine do I use? Like manually, I have a Big Shot. You can see it up there. And then I also have a Gemini. I have two Geminis. I have a Gemini and a Gemini Go, which are the like electric version of the hand crank one where you stick things through plates and run it through. So not like a Cricut, but like just an electric version of the hand crank ones. So you just flip the switch and it runs it through for you. So I love all of those. Can't do without them. But the Big Shot's probably the one I use the most anymore, just because it's easier to just grab it, bring it down, run it through, that kind of thing. So Kelly's asking, how's the weather in Colorado? It is actually really, really pretty today. And it's probably 50s, maybe even low 60s today. It's sunny. I'm looking out the window over here. So really, really nice. We are supposed to get snow this coming week. We have not had snow yet, and that's unusual for Denver. We usually have snow in October, but snow here doesn't stick around. So it'll snow, and then usually like the next day it's gone. Like it'll melt because it'll be like cold one day and then warm one day and then cold one day and then warm one day. Although it's changing a little bit with climate change, or I don't know, or winters are becoming harsher here. So, but I'm in Denver, Colorado. If anybody's wondering where I am, I know we have a few Colorado people. Do the Gemini machines use plates too? Yes, they do. So it's like the plastic plates that you sandwich things through. I'm going to try to get this without making a huge amount of noise. It's going to be hard. But there are also these things called magic mats that scrapbook.com makes that helps save the mats, because otherwise the mats, like the plates, they're really more like plates. Let's see if I can grab one. They're like in a hard plastic plate. And usually you have two of those. And so then you stick the dies through. And so the dies would the metal dies like cut into one of the plates through the paper into one of the plates. And so this sort of resealable or it's a self-healing mat. You can use that instead. And so that'll save one of your plates at least for a while. And it just cuts into that. And then you can just keep reusing it and reusing it and reusing it. And that saves you some money, which is nice. I have any tips for cutting out intricate designs? Sure. I have lots of intricate designs. Most of my stuff involves either teeny tiny little detail pieces or kind of intricate elements. So my biggest tip would be use lighter weight cardstock. So I use 65-pound 176 GSM cardstock for all the like layers that go on top of the card. And then I use a heavyweight cardstock, like 100 pounds or more, 300 GSM or more for the card base itself. But that lighter weight of cardstock is usually able to cut out a lot of tiny little intricate pieces. And then depending on the design you're cutting, the stickiness of your mat might be a really, really, really important, because I've had certain things, like actually I have this is from a couple of years ago, this background piece that like if the mat wasn't sticky all over, then as that cut out, the design would start lifting off the plate, and then the blade would grab it and then just rip it. So the mat needed to be like really sticky all over to keep the paper down as it was cut through. So that can affect things too. Those are probably my two biggest tips. And usually smooth cardstock is better than textured cardstock for really intricate stuff. It depends. Like 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop has a line of textured cards, Encore textured cardstock, that actually works very well with intricate designs, but it's specifically designed to cut with Cricut machines and those kinds of machines. So if that helps at all. And then I also I can show you a couple other, I show these all the time, so I hope I'm not like boring people who've seen this before, but like here's an insert card. It's a Cricut design. And so, it's cute. It's really pretty and nice, but this is just, you're just cutting it out, sticking the insert in, and that's it. But if you add just a few more little touches with some of your more traditional elements, like just sequins or glitter glue or marker, you can kind of step it up a bit. So I like to show people that that's possible. And then I am a big fan of ink blending, always have been. And so here's like another one that's, it's cute, very simple. But if you add some ink blending and a little bit of glitter on top, glitter glue, it adds another dimension to it. So, and here's my third one, which is again, ink blending. So this is a pretty plain design to start with. So, admittedly, you might already tell that Probably want to do something to that. So here's some with ink blending, and then I added some glitter to the heart. Hopefully you can see that. So, you know, I think that helps quite a bit on these. And those are really basic techniques, you know, it's nothing, you don't need to be an advanced card maker to do those kinds of things or have a lot of skill. And that's just a couple colors of ink on both of those. Like I think this is 2 and then this might be 3. But there's also like sets of mini inks and stuff. Loretta, I'm doing a video on stepping it up actually, for Justine in the spring. So Justine Hovey's having a summit, and that is what one that I'm on. So you will see that, if not more frequently than that. I have actually finally figured out how to live stream effectively and use my overhead camera. It took me like years to figure it out. So I am able to do that now. So you never know, I might start doing that on YouTube again. Like I've been so busy with summits this past year, I have like hardly posted anything on social media. So I might start doing that. You never know. And then we can talk. You guys can give me ideas on ways and things you want to see and try and all kinds of stuff. Because I think the stepping it up part is my favorite thing. That's what I want people to learn how to do. Because you know we all love making cards, and sometimes people like to just do simple cards. But there's a lot of people out there who I think like to do things that are a little bit, you know, extra. What is the newest technique I'm trying out these days? Okay, so I just bought, this is not that new, but I just bought some Simon Hurley lunar paste and solar paste. So I'm going to be trying these out on my whatever I decide to do for Christmas cards. I have to go through and I already have a lot made, obviously. So, but I usually make more. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm really bad about, it's funny because, you know, I make cards for a living, but I'm really bad about doing my Christmas cards. I'm always like last minute Christmas card person. And we have friends like in New Zealand that I send a card to every year and they get it in like February because I mail it so late. But I want to try the lunar paste, especially. I have a few colors of both of them, so. I see Loretta saying rabbit hole. Yeah, I know. I'm very well aware. Like I went through and I cleaned out like all my traditional supplies, like several, you know, back in 2020, I think. And now I'm like, oh man, I wish I had kept a lot more of that stuff than what I did. So I could like go back and try different things. I do have some glitter paste stuff too that I haven't ever used in years, but and so it might have dried out. Hopefully not. But I want to try like all that stuff. Estie's asking me, which craft project made me feel the most proud? Oh wow, that's a great question. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's not really a craft project. I would say that my summits have been the things that I've done that have made me the most proud. In particular, the last one that was in October, which was card making with SVGs Plus, where I was showing people where all of my speakers and I were showing people how to, you know, up the game with the SVG cards, similar to what Brandy's kind of doing here. And then I do really like my sewing card, which is my ugly Christmas sweater card that I made for that summit. So I have always wanted to see if I could do like sewing patterns with an SVG, because it's hard to like know what size hole and how to get the design exactly right. I'm very inspired by like the Spellbinders stitching dies series. And I always wanted to see, could I do that? Now with dies, you can get a lot more intricate and have a lot more details than you can with an SVG, but I kind of like trying it out and seeing what I can get away with. So I hope that answers the question. And then another one that I really like, another card I really like. I don't seem to have the original here. Well, this is this is like the bonus version of it. The original has like the tree stands up in the middle. I don't know what's happened to that card, but I like this one. I have a lot of Scandinavian relatives and heritage, so I have been on a Scandinavian kick with certain things, sort of going in that style. What else have I done? I don't know, like you guys, but you can probably relate to this, but like building a business from scratch is really hard. And so I'm very, very happy that I've been able to do that. I mean, I couldn't do that without all of you guys, and be able to actually like make, support I don't really support myself, but I contribute to what my husband brings in, in terms of uh, having a business that is quasi successful, I guess. It's not I'm not like rolling in it by any stretch, but I pay my own bills, so thank you to you guys. When is my next summit? Now that is a really good question, Cheryl. You tell me when my next summit should be. I took a survey of you guys after the summit, and you guys were all like, whenever was kind of the answer. And I don't think I want to do fall again, just because there's so many going on at this time. Like this fall has been insane. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but just having like a summit like seemingly every day since the beginning of September seems kind of nuts to me. I don't think I would be able to keep up with it if I were like trying to actively participate in all of them, although I've been a speaker in a lot of them. But so I was kind of thinking like maybe April, May, but then the deadlines are getting really close and I need to get my speakers recruited, so could be more like June was what I was thinking. But you tell me, does that seem good, or would you prefer the fall? I always love holiday stuff. Like I am Christmas crazy, as most of you probably know. So I have no problem doing nothing but Christmas cards year round, basically. Pretty much. Anything else? I see people say, yeah, it's a little overwhelming. Easter cards, yeah, that's a good idea. We could do like a holiday, like just all holidays, like anything. Like people could do whatever holiday they want in like April, May. That would be after Easter, probably. I don't know when Easter is next year. I have to look that up, but that's what I'm thinking. The problem is like you need months and months. All holiday. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Loretta. Maybe we'll do that. Because who doesn't love holiday cards? And just like any, like, because there are people who love Halloween, people who love Christmas, people who love Easter, people who love 4th of July. I mean, like, who knows? Like, all kinds of different stuff. People who love Hanukkah or Diwali or who knows what. It could be any kind of holiday. That'd be kind of fun. And I like to do like dimensional cards would be cool. Like pop-ups and fun folds or something as a theme for a summit. I think that would be really fun. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff. Oh, I see Valentine's. Aaron's voting for Valentine's. Kelly says that sounds cool. Okay, good. And birthday cards, Laura. Oh yeah, birthday cards are like my second favorite thing to make. I don't know. See, it's like, summits take a lot of planning, you guys. You got to give Brandy and her team like some props because it takes months and months of work, and so I may be too close to when projects would be due to make it to April, but you never know. If I really got it together quickly and could get some people on my list, I could see doing that maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot of like pre-planning that has to go into this, and I'm a little tired from all the summits and from this fall and my own summit. It's like, whew, boy, it's been hectic. It's been good, but it's been hectic. Appreciate you guys being here. It's fun to see like similar names all the time, which is cool. Like I get to know you guys. Yeah, a variety of holiday cards would be good. I agree. I'm thinking, see, now you see these things inspire me. Like I get good ideas from all you guys. So yeah, I'm thinking that might be the way to go. And what would it matter if it's like May and there's Easter cards and Valentine's cards? It doesn't matter, right? Just be any occasion year round because you can always use them next year or like adapt them for other uses for the rest of the year and that kind of thing. Be fun. I feel inspired now. Sorry, guys, my allergies are acting up. Cheryl's asking me, do I have a team to help me? No. I do have that's not entirely untrue. I did have two people who helped me quite a bit with this last summit. And Aaron is always like Aaron Reed is always my behind the scenes person, which is extremely, extremely helpful and important. But I don't have like an assistant that is, that I've hired or anything. I wish I did. I wish I could afford to have one, but that is not the case, unfortunately. At least not right now. Oh, Loretta, you'll team with me? We should talk. Because you're even quasi-local. You're in Colorado. I don't, not really even close to me, but we could Zoom. We could talk. Early summer summit. I see people saying where you did all kinds of holiday cards. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, well, guys, I just kind of rambled through that whole thing, but it's time to go. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. And Loretta, seriously, we need to talk. Email me. All right, thanks, you guys. I appreciate you being here. I hope you got my card. You were able to download it and everything. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Go on my website. I've got a contact form, or if you're on my email, you can always reply to those too. Thanks.